Okay. You got bees coming out and going in and coming out and going in. I've been watching number 4 every day. And every day more and more bees have been coming out and orienting and doing this right here. But listen to this sound. This is the sound of a swarm. I think I read where it's the musical note C. So it's in the key of C, which is interesting if that's the case. But there's some nice big drones coming out too. And but here's the thing, it looks to me like there's just as many bees going back in as coming out. But I do know this, and just based on each day, this colony is going to swarm very soon, if not today, very soon. So what I will do is this afternoon we'll split. I will go into this colony and remove roughly half of these bees, and I will be looking for the queen. I want to remove her too, and we'll do a split. We'll start a brand new bottom and a new bee colony, beehive over here on the right side of my bee yard. But this is most interesting. Really getting a really good video here to share with everybody on YouTube. Get really close in there, and you can see bees are bringing in pollen, different colors. We got a lot of dandelion, red maple, still have some camellia, so we've got quite a bit of pollen coming in. And but these bees, in the past when I've had this many bees coming out, those are new bees that have finished their nurse bee apprenticeship, and now they're moving up the ladder of I guess job assignments, moving up the ladder, and will soon become foragers. But the next step right now, we need a lot of wax. So at 12 to 15 days, they'll be building wax. But this is pretty neat. Actually, this is slacked off quite a bit. When I was out earlier, I had more bees out doing this. And well, look, I'll show you as comparison. I'll show you. Okay, we're over here at number 7, and you can see there's plenty of activity, but nothing like number 4. So number 7 and several other colonies to my right, well, we'll walk over. Number 7 is scheduled to be split on Tuesday afternoon. But here comes a drone. There's a big drone right there. So we got drones, and we got plenty. And then number 10, the long hive. They've got, this is my smallest colony, and they seem to be recovering well and bringing in pollen. That's a good sign. Okay, and then over here 13 and 14, we'll give you a double take on them. They're doing terrific, and they're scheduled for splits on Tuesday. 2 weeks ago we added extra supers, maybe almost 3 weeks ago. They received extra supers to grow into, as it were, mediums. And we checkerboarded. We put a wet frame from the freezer, and then a frame with not only foundation but comb, and these mediums on the top. The wet frames are the frames that came from extracting honey back in July. We have a practice here of taking those wet frames and freezing them, and then bringing them out now. It does two things. It gives the bees more honey, more fuel, as it were, to build up, make wax, and feed brood. And then here we go, number 17. This is one of our oldest colonies, and they're just now getting sunlight. They're always the last over here in the shade. Right now, that'll change as the sun continues to move around. And because today is March the 8th. Last year we did our splits on March the 3rd, so we're a week behind, mainly because of temperature and weather. But the bees they don't appear to be behind. They appear to be right on schedule. So there you go. That's what we got going on right now. Looking good. I've been talking for about almost 7 minutes. That's excellent. So here's what we've got. Here's the configuration today, March the 8th. If I said the 7th, I meant the 8th. And next week, you're going to see a lot of these vacant spots with brand new bee colonies from our splits, because we're going to be splitting 14 and 13 and 7 and 4 and definitely number 1, our Australian hive. Number 1 will get a split. We have purchased several more of these because they've overwintered well, having an R7 insulation value, and we're going to be adding 1, 2, 3, 4 more, 2 here and 2 over at Steve's yard. And the reports from other beekeepers that have brought these Hive IQ hives in, they had 100% overwinter success. So that tells me that R7 insulation is important. And in the summer, it also keeps the colony cooler. We've noticed very little bearding, if any. There is a screened bottom, actually a very nice metal screen bottom that comes with these hives too. So anyway, here's one last look at number 4. I predicted 4. If I don't do anything today, these rascals are gonna swarm, and that's okay, in that we generally recover about 80% of our swarms, because we have swarm trapped in 3 different locations. You'll see one back here on the fence. That's a good spot. We've captured several swarms back there. And then swinging back around slowly, you'll see around, that's the workshop. And we'll walk over here. Around here is probably our most productive tree and swarm trap. Right here. Here it is. I'll swing right up there. We call this the Sealy box. The original traps that we had, we used cubes based on the abstract that was published by Cornell describing Dr. Seeley's research on catching swarms in the Arnott Forest up at Cornell. And we replicated that here, but after a couple of years, we found that by doing the rectangular trap still with 40 cubic liters of volume, well, we ended up being able to put frames inside, deep frames, and one has a comb, old comb. We've been very successful. I have probably captured a dozen or more swarms with this box over the last couple of years. So very productive here. Then we'll go look at one more. Okay, here we are in the back corner of my yard, and this box here is also a very successful trap. In this location on this is a red maple tree, and we've probably caught several dozen swarms back here in the past few years. So once again, it's the rectangular Seeley box, as it were, with Swarm Commander as our lure. And I believe in my last presentation video we explained why Swarm Commander is so successful. Anyway, that's it for now, and we'll be splitting number 4 this afternoon if they don't swarm.